Sorry about that. Nearly burnt my food. G'day people, and hey my Chilli Con Carnage Crew, it's Chilli here. And I hope you had an enjoyable Anzac Day and had a few schooners down to the RSL, and hopefully you didn't lose too much on 2-Up. Well, speaking of RSLs actually, this 5-minute review is about a band who you most likely would have seen down at the local RSL. And the reason for this 5-minute review, which is of course on Spiderbait, is because of their newest album, Music and the Sound of J. Spiderbait is made up of 3 friends from the town of Finley, formed in 1989 with Janet English on bass and vocals, Mark Mayer aka Cram on drums and vocals, and Damien Whitty aka Wit on guitars. Of course, over their 30 plus year span there have been no lineup changes, surprisingly. They have released 7 albums up to date, with the 2 best of albums including this album, Music and the Sound of J. So why am I covering this album if it's a best of? Well, A, because it doesn't contain their biggest and most well-known track, their 2004 single and cover of Black Betty. B, because I wanted to share my story about this album. And C, it's my show and I wanted to. I have no idea why Spiderbait would call this Music and the Sound of J. And Spiderbait is impossible to class into one genre. They are Australia's polymorphic band of the 90s, but that was how the 90s Triple J artists sounded back then. They were a jumble of genres. Maybe that's what the J is for. Jumbled. Or Triple J. And when I say Triple J, I mean 90s alt-rock Triple J with Silverchair and Powderfinger and Jebediah, not your Tame Impalas, Sticky Fingers, Dope Lemon, or some other underground musician writing indie folktronica designed to be played on repeat and just jeans so you can make a living on Spotify. No, these guys cross genres constantly. And they remind me of another Australian artist, Regurgitator. In fact, the bassist Janet English and the guitarist of Regurgitator were a thing for a while and started a side project called Happy Land, originally called The Shits. They were unique and are like Finley's own version of Joy Division, as in they played the music they wanted to. Now, if you are not old enough to recall the mega hit that was their cover of Black Betty in 2004, or are not old enough to remember Triple J's hottest 100 songs of 1997, then chances are you have no fucking idea who this band are. Or maybe you have heard of them and you cannot give a shit. Because that one song was annoying. And that's where the exclusion of the song Black Betty does this album justice. This best of doesn't contain the one track that pigeonholed their band for the rest of their career. And it's a ballsy move for a band that is probably best known for their cover song more than any of their previous material. In fact, they are not too dissimilar to Alien Ant Farm in that it's what they are known for. The main difference between Spiderbait and Alien Ant Farm is at least they had 5 previous albums and 10 years of material and touring to fall back on, whereas Alien Ant Farm had that one track, the movies, I guess. This aside, it actually works for the better, because besides that track, I would have only heard of 2 or 3 of their songs max. And this fine selection of songs, 33 in total, is a perfect starting point for the weird and wonderful world of Finley's finest musicians, Spiderbait. So here I am concluding my point on why I did a 5-minute review on Australia's quasi-famous band of the 90s that I didn't really know too well, because after listening to this album, it was actually really cool. There are poppy rock tunes like ADD, The Sun Will Come Shining, and it's beautiful. There are fuzz-drenched hard-hitting tracks like Parking Lot, Hot Water and Milk, Footy, and Calypso. Then there are tracks that adventure into the electronic rock realm with Glockenpop and Ass-Hugging Pants. There are also the punkish tracks like Yeah Oh Yeah and Conjunctivitis. It's quite the surprise of genres here. Overall, this is a story of Spiderbait, the jumbled mix of genres. Spiderbait, in the key of J, opened my mind more than I thought it would, and that is a big win. My takeaway tracks are going to be the trailing fade-out odyssey that is Bessie's Last Journey, their new song from this album called Riffer, and the song that nearly got away, Alex the Seal. I can't give a rating to this album, as it's a compilation album, and it lessens the point of the 5-minute reviews, but I feel it's a necessary move to win over new fans by Spiderbait. Maybe there is going to be some new music down the road and a new album, who knows? I mean, with some new tracks on here along with the rest of it, it's worthy of a playthrough to reminisce the old times at least. The sound of the 90s and big day outs gone past. Enjoy these memoberries on behalf of us, or make some new ones anyway. Regardless. Thank you for watching this video. If you have enjoyed it, please consider liking it and sharing it with your friends. And also don't forget to subscribe to our Chilli Con Carnage Crew to stay updated on our newest videos. We're also on Facebook, Instagram and Twitter at Live Listen Erased. Please join us on those media platforms for all kinds of updates and discussions regarding music. And as always, stay spicy.